Hey guys, Tight Repair bringing you a 2v2 today. We are on Vaux Farmlands. Playing today spawning on the left, we have cblanco playing as US forces, immediately locking into Airborne. Teaming up with him with his ZodiAK, also immediately going for Airborne troops as Soviets. On the right hand side, Skykeeper as OKW with Grand Offensive, Elite Armored and Special Operations. And finally ProxyFox as OKW with Breakthrough, Luftwaffe ground forces, and special operations. Both of these are arranged teams. Allies are in the mid-30s and the Axis in the mid-50s. So pretty close matchup. But yeah, it's been a while. I feel like it must have been over 2 months since I've cast a game on Vaux Farmlands. Must not be a very popular option. Back when I used to play 2v2s, they used to be one of my favorites. Like, there's some of the fences can be a little bit annoying, but apart from that, didn't like the flow of it. Okay, so Sternpie's cowering behind the bushes. We've got another conscript coming in from the other side. Echelon getting bullied out of the building. Echelon can hang around to crush that wire if he wants to. 3 Pathfinders meanwhile. Looks like they're being used together at this stage. Just go straight for that fuel. Didn't get the connecting point. And now that tank trap's going to get wired off anyway. Sandbags interrupted. Big charge from Skykeeper. And overwhelming ZodiAK overstaying his welcome a little bit, I would say. Losing a lot of manpower. Does a decent amount of damage to the stern post, but they peel off to do some capping up the back. 4 conscripts. Pretty common with the airborne troops. There's out an incendiary grenade. Skykeeper only going for 3 Fox Grenadiers into the tech truck. Sternpie's look to get involved here. Conscripts switch their focus fire, but this might be enough to help the Fox Grenadiers win against this conscript. We do have the Pathfinders actually coming up to assist, so it's going to be a 2-on-1 up in the north. Easy capping for ProxyFox down the bottom there. But it does mean the Axis will have slightly superior fuel control in these early stages. And they're double battle grouping it. 4 battle groups for both of them. Just have to give up the capture. Trying to keep the fuel in their control, but they're struggling. Become a couple Pathfinders though. Could get into the retreat path if these are late. I think it's going to be safe though. This one also relatively early, so should be fine. There's a bit of negative cover down here though. Let's make it a touch dangerous. Kuwagen getting repaired up now. Yeah, definitely Axis with much better map control at this stage. Reflected in only slightly higher resources though. Nice heavy cover position here. 50 cal joining in now for cblanco as well as the lieutenant. STG's upgrading on both of these Fox Grenadiers. So I think they're trying to stall until that happens. Here comes Kubel. But with this much small arms damage in the vicinity, could go down very quickly, especially with this kind of driving. Doing a pretty good job of avoiding the Pathfinder damage so far, the Fox Grenadiers. And here come those STGs. One's got completed, the other one not, still only 3/4 of the way there. So they do end up getting bullied away by the Pathfinders. So did the Kuwagen. comes again though. Trying to stay almost entirely on this side of the building where there's only one window firing out. A reasonably successful job of that. Bloodbath though here. So the Allies... Oh, ZodiAK actually doing worse than I was expecting. I think his engagements up in the north weren't the best. Dropping in some of those SVTs now though.
The enemy is taking what we have secured.
And a ZIS for ZodiAK. Interesting. No flat half-tracks come in for either of the Axis players though. Could have them in construction at this stage. And they're dropping in some Fallschirmjäger. SG's coming up for Skykeeper. A little bit of capping back here. Meanwhile, 50 cal unopposed down the bottom, able to secure the fuel and probably can jump into that building. That'll be tough for the Axis to dislodge. Pretty hard to sneak up on that building and incendiary grenade it. And it's quite far away from where the ISGs are as well, so it's going to be a real handful. Axis though making a break towards the north. Conscripts are going to start hitting pretty hard with these SVTs though. STG Volksgrenadiers often struggle in these fights, and the unupgraded ones struggle even harder. Okay, ProxyFox, very fast tech coming up. So there's quite a lot of manpower. I wonder if we're going to see another squad of Fallschirmjäger. Definitely going to need a Raketen. Slightly late Stuart for cblanco, maybe reflecting the slightly poor fuel control for the Allies. Gets the job done there, knocks out the Kubelwagen instantly. And yeah, ProxyFox, no Raketen to counter this, so can't really do too much. Going to try hide behind the buildings. Maybe soft retreat back to his forward retreat point and healing. ISG getting to work here on the building. Okay, 2 on 1. Sternpire is forced away. Allies looking quite strong at this stage. Doing a decent job punishing these Axis with their fast tech, no light vehicle tactics. But it looks like ZodiAK opting for a T-70 as well. Maybe also Russian tech. Got a couple bars on these Pathfinders. Looks like one apiece at this stage. Good distribution for cblanco. Here comes the Raketen. Stuart doing a good job hiding behind this building. I don't think he's got vision. We'll have to go for the attack round. Second set of FG-42s popping on those Fallschirmjäger, and they are marching down the Pathfinders. There we go, finally gets an angle with the Raketen one shot in. So Stuart's actually going to back off, not going to stick around to assist against these Fallschirmjäger. From a flank by the Volksgrenadiers as well. So a good push through the center from the Axis, but they have lost huge amounts of territory control on the rest of the map. So they need to win hard here, otherwise they'll be in some big trouble. Ooh, speaking of being in big trouble, look at the body blocking on this conscript. That's in some big trouble, and it's gonna go down. So much firepower in such a small area. Is that retreating these? Does he have... No, he doesn't have the forward retreat point unlocked yet. Second 50 cal coming up for cblanco. Interesting location. Through the incendiary grenade, you saw like 3 miles were way far forwards. Threw it on the gunner. Just a slight reposition and sets up again. This one did eventually get it forced away. He did continue to cap with it instead of just camping the building. Now a bit of a chase down by the Stuart.
Krauts are taking one of our points.
Script's getting a few hits in, but they're crossing the road. And there's incendiary grenade double. Second one maybe not so necessary. STG is working pretty well at this range. With the arrival of the Maxim, Fox decide to get out of there anyway. Stuart chasing away some squads on the far side. Oh! Fortunately, he end up going down on retreat there. I wasn't expecting that. Kissing forced away by the US blob. So there's nothing to stop this Stuart. It's getting aggressive. Knows that it can afford to beat. There's a rocket coming down. Doesn't appear to be. It's a thread its way through all these walls though. And some paratroopers getting dropped in down on the fuel point. Tier 4 up now for ZodiAK. Did decide to go for a Maxim as well instead of the Dishka, which is kind of interesting. Maybe it was low on munitions. But did put some SVTs on these combat engineers. I think I remember at one stage, maybe it was Price doing something like this. SVTs and flamethrowers on combat engineers. But getting a forward rally point up. Unlocked with the forward retreat option as well, so... ZodiAK with a forward base. US troops just walking around in this blob formation. They're pretty safe because they got that Pathfinder vision. You can see any machine guns from a long way off. It's difficult to get some suppression on these kind of formations when you're fighting against them. Sandbags here of ZodiAK backfiring on them. Gonna have to kill them off with that Zis, but it misses its first hit. Got some overs out now by Skykeeper. But here we go, T-34 coming in for ZodiAK, and that's going to arrive a good chunk before the Axis have a chance to get a medium tank, in spite of them also going for no light vehicles. Brute force down the Maxim before it can suppress, and it's unsuccessful. Couple of Darton running in here, but duck off to the side of the arc before they get targeted. Yeah, definitely the Allies having superior fuel control since that Stuart arrived. Some bazookas now for cblanco just in case. Bit of extra firepower in the anti-tank department. The M1919 on the paratroopers now, and going straight into the Scott. Kitten gets one shot off. T-34 gonna back away. Second shot missing. Combat engineer is right there for the repairs, and he's gonna build a second squad of them now, which I think is a reasonable choice to get that going once your first tank arrives. Okay, activating the Valiant Assault. Head to head, blob for blob. So the OKW blob is larger, slightly stronger, especially with that combat boost. I think it's 25% accuracy. Does it give received accuracy as well? What's it mentioned here? I think I'll change from like 50% accuracy to 25% accuracy and some received accuracy, unless I'm mistaken. Okay, Stuart took a Faust. Backing out for repairs now. T-34 getting involved, looking to shut down this mine sweeping. So there's a sweep off one of those mines. T4 in the build for ProxyFox. T-34 coming in, was threatening the crush there, had a bit of momentum coming down the road. Well-timed retreat, I would say, by Skykeeper. Who has the fuel for a medium if that's what he wants to go for. Might be saving for something like a Panther. It is a pretty good map for those more mobile tanks. Steer the big heavies since it's so large. But again, the Allies dominating the map control situation. That T-34 really shutting them down. No, it's going to be a Panzer IV still for Skykeeper. Fair enough. At the stage, the Axis, yeah, they've got a lot of elite infantry. Eventually, they will start to dominate the Allies, I think, but at this stage, you know, these obers and whatnot are still not vetted up, so they are having trouble in some of these fights. Here we go, Panzer IV ripping down the road. Instant retreat by the machine gun. Good work from cblanco's airdropping in an anti-tank gun now as well. The arrival of that Panzer IV. He's got a forward retreat himself with the ambulance and the major. T-34 coming down to assist. The bazookas behind, heavy cover. In a nice position. Bouncing their shots, all big hits by that T-34. Been even worse. So in the building, but they're not even upgrading the LMG. ProxyFox doesn't have the munitions. Does eventually force back the bazookas. As this has come down, ProxyFox bringing down the smoke. A bit of a duel up in the north. Conscripts do fall for the double overs. Here comes the Katyusha though. Direct hit on the Raketin. Doesn't look like he's going to be able to follow up and kill it though. P4 rolling up. He's hungry. Katyusha is somewhat forwards. Oh, the mine backfires horribly there. ZodiAK's Panzer IV somewhat low. It's a good rear armor hit to start things off. And just bounces aplenty. Swarming forwards on this forward retreat point. Deactivates the retreat point. Looks like gonna have to give up the rally. Great engagement there, honestly, from that T-34. Coming out very well off in the bounce and pins. Oh, Maxim decrewed up here. Got a couple full screenies coming up fast. If they're going to steal that. Risky hanging about there. That's the barrage from the Scot. Ooh. Oh, that was really close. Don't want to be clumped in light cover against the Scot barraging. 50 cal decrewed. Uh-oh. Jackson coming in for cblanco. AT gun coming down now as well, but this Panzer IV's had quite an impact. Blocking the shell shock, forcing the Panzer IV back. AT gun having trouble getting in range though. Now capping up on the fuel. Axis definitely have been falling behind in that department. Still hurting. cblanco, you know, got a Jackson, still has 50 fuel in reserve. So they are way ahead in the fuel department, the Allies. Rebuilds a rally point. Katyusha ready for another barrage. Looks like the Raketin did get recruit. And this could be a nasty barrage again. Oh my! Okay. Ooh, that's a lucky break for the Raketin. Shouldn't scatter, but the Panzer IV. Oh, abandoned. Oh no. Has to stick around for a follow-up shot. The Zis is there, so is the T-34. Panzer IV trying to blitz out. Zis spins around. Oh, a couple misses though. That was a lucky break. It shouldn't have been necessary, but you know, abandons, what can you do? Adds a bit of drama to the match for Skykeeper. Unwanted, I'm sure. Now capping up in the north, finally getting some fuel control, the Axis. And all this elite infantry for the Axis will eventually start to dominate across the battlefield. Allies relying on getting some squad wipes. Katyusha is going to be the main tool for that. T-34 not full strength here, is going to have to make sure it doesn't get in Fausting range. This is a slow reaction by Skykeeper. This could actually be a squad wipe now. Checking for Raketins. Doesn't want to chase in any further. Worried about that Faust. Again, he overstays his welcome, Skykeeper. Something he needs to pay a bit more attention to. He's got some spot of bother, but gets out of there. Okay, so now the Allies have got both their planes ready to rumble. See if they can make some big plays. Don't have like an expendable ramming tank at this stage for ZodiAK, but could construct one.
Okay, quiet down.
And there he goes. cblanco actually pretty close to its pop cap now, which is kind of crazy. Very high efficiency from him. I don't think he's lost anything to this point. Jackson trying to thread the needle there. This is one thing that the Axis infantry cannot defend themselves against, these tanks. No Fausts. The elite retreat. There's a four coming around the corner. Jackson doesn't have vision. He's blocked by the shrubbery. There's one shot through there though. Meanwhile, Panther 4 up in the north, chasing down this combat engineer. So another Katyusha barrage on the support weapons out the back. So some T-34 standing strong. Here come the Obers, pressuring the AT gun back. Panther 4's coming back in, but so is the Jackson, arriving to support this. T-34 takes the engine crit. We've got another T-34. The Obers continuing their attack onto the Zis, but with that forward reinforce, it's not going down. Good teamwork there, both the Allies though. That Jackson arriving really shut down that attack completely. Meanwhile, Valiant Assault Blob. There's so much firepower here. There's a barrage there from cblanco. Pretty good hit. Oh, late retreat. Luckily, they're targeting the wrong unit. They're targeting the squad inside the building. If they targeted the retreating unit, that was a wipe. It was guaranteed. And with that heavy cover getting destroyed, decides to get out of there. The Panther 4 coming forwards. They're about to get shell-shocked here. And got some planes dropped down. This could be the end of this Panzer IV for ProxyFox. Blitzen, the Jackson, loses vision coming around that corner. Maybe the planes will give him some sight on the Jackson. And there we go, they do indeed. There's a risky move from ProxyFox, and it backfires badly. Good awareness with that Jackson. Everywhere it needs to be at this stage. So the Axis are quite far behind on victory points as well. Pathfinders do go down in the center though, so first unit lost by cblanco, I believe. Got one of their bars. Looks like the Sternfire is going to collect it. Got a Jagdpanzer now for ProxyFox. A bad start there, missing its first shot, taking a hit from the Jackson. 50 cal in the building goes down for cblanco. I wonder if he just forgot about that because of tactical map. Regular infantry rolling up, a couple of Raketen shots. It's coming forwards with the Jagdpanzer now, looking to get some hits on that Scott. The AT gun getting decrewed. 50 cal forces the retreats, but a couple more units coming in from the side on that.
The enemy is overrunning one of our capture points.
Might be able to suppress. No. Comes back in with the Steward, and here comes the US Blob. Catch them on retreat. Fast retreat there from Skykeeper, dodges most of that damage. 3 kills after 2 barrages, not the best for that rebuilt Katyusha. And now we've got the Command Panther out for Skykeeper. This could be bad news for the T-34. Command Panther doesn't come in for the kill though. Got a second AT gun for ZodiAK. Bob's going head to head, but that Valiant Assault does make a pretty big difference in these kind of battles. Okay, bounces that shot. This doesn't bounce. Here comes the Command Panther. This could be the end of the Vet 3 T-34. Might go for a suicide ram here. And does. And penetrates. Other planes coming in. The AT gun did get decrewed. The vetted up T-34 trying to get away. Ooh, targeted the rockets a bit deep. The Panther actually see it backing up through here. Tried to dodge out to the side. So it only took one set of rockets it looked like. Looks like they're just going to give up on this position again. I thought they might come around the corner for some AT grenades, but not happening. So is this and the forward base going to get destroyed again? Here comes the Jackson. Still has an engine crit on that Panther back there. Going to go for some attack rounds on the Panzer IV though. Around the corner, the Panther might be able to support if the Jackson tries to chase, and P4 blitzing down the road, getting out of there fast. Probably Jackson would have lost anyway because of the better rate of fire on that Panzer IV. So Jackson had to get out. And there we go, re-echelon dead to the vetted Obers. What a comeback here from the Axis. Allies went from, losing I think 2 conscripts and that was it, to all of a sudden losing all sorts of units. Comes the Jagdpanzer now, the double Scots going to be on their guard. Oh, Command Panther coming in from the rear. Takes out one of them. Planes drop down from cblanco, trying to make this safe. Here they come. Don't do too much though. Double OKW flak bases to try and shoot them down as well. There's quite a few pintles. Oh, but this Panzer IV could be in some trouble. Conscripts trying to crew the gun, but taking a very long time to jump on it. Not needed though. Before ends up going down. Skykeeper, that was a bit risky, especially with those planes still loitering. Oh, there we go. Okay, That's a big clapback. Over's trying to pick up the bar, but it might cost them their life. Whoa, tries to get a follow-up shot. He's got such a high rate of fire now at Vet 3. Jagdpanzer are coming in hot. As this did back all the way to base for reinforcing. So nothing to stop the Jagdpanzer from firing away. And they're rebuilding into the 7-man conscripts now. Panther just continuing with its attack. One thing that has kind of fallen off at this stage for ZodiAK is the mining. Ooh, the big Valiant Assault blob. 2 weapons decrewed. T-34 trying to hide. Oh, here comes the Katyusha though. Oh, bad scatter. That could have been so much worse. But the second volley. 2 squads down. Katyusha does go down though. Command Panther daring play. And conscripts don't quite do enough damage for the engine crit. Jagdpanzer also comes around the corner, knocks out the ambulance. Oh boy, things are really heated up, and so the allies are coming out worse for wear at this stage. Oh, it could be the end of the Jackson. Command Panther wants one more shot. Pops the coordinated fire on it. But the Jackson gets away. Close one. Might have been better off spending the munitions on the flares to provide the vision. I know that the coordinated fire does provide an accuracy bonus against that tank, but vision more. Whoa, well, if cblanco's going to repair up here, it's a moot point in the end. Jagdpanzer does a daring move. And ends up knocking out that Jackson. I suppose it's not really a vetted Jackson because the vetted crew was out of it, so jumps into the fresh Jackson. And could maybe crew this 50 cal with the weapon. Yeah, with the remains, but doesn't have any Pathfinders anymore now, cblanco, so he's been paying the price these last few engagements. He's been losing a lot after such a strong start as well. And what a reversal on the victory points. The Axis have lost like 15 in the time the Allies have lost about 150. But a few good wipes, you know, that Katyusha really helped out. There's a Raketin down here up for grabs as well. So, could be quite handy. Panther not very good against infantry either. Comes in for the crush though. Ooh, stuck up against the sandbags. That was nasty. ZodiAK loses conscript. Great move there by Skykeeper. That's weird. Why did he barrage down there? Do you think they were camouflage? I guess. Alright. Second Jagdpanzer now for ProxyFox. Interesting. cblanco is still about 40 munis off the planes. Got triple AT guns now for ZodiAK. Good bit of damage there onto the Command Panther. T-34 trying to force away the infantry, blasting away at this AT gun. AT gun's going to get out of there though. And Allies managed to secure 2 of the victory points again. They're feeling bold. They're coming through the center looking for some extra damage on the Panther, but the Jagdpanzer's waiting around the corner with a flare up as well from the Command Panther, providing some vision. And here comes the second Jagdpanzer now. Some mines would really go a long way towards shutting down this kind of vehicle play from the Axis, but ZodiAK constantly having to repair his tanks, having trouble finding the time to do that. Flares up, triple T-34s. spotted long range, just the one AT gun. It's bringing forward a sweeper now as well, just in case. Big formation up here. Starting to rebuild into the IR STG overs, which is interesting. Did I hear a King Tiger? No, I thought I heard a KT. I was going to say, where the hell did that come from? But Skykeeper has gone for a second Panther in the final tech truck. Was floating, you know, about 700 manpower for quite some time, but finally putting it all to use. Okay, and the Axis mobilizing, looking to get something going. More T-34s for ZodiAK, 4 of them. It's going to be difficult to control. There's Sherman out now for cblanco, and he's got the munis for the planes. ProxyFox also could potentially use airborne assault as a zoning tool. One's coming down. No infantry-based anti-tank for cblanco. He's got a lot of manpower though, and there we go, double Jagdpanzers rattling off a few shots. Getting some big damage done. Vet 3 on that Jagdpanzer now. Just when it gets a little bit of reload. Oh boy, double Panthers find the T-34s, and they're doing a good job hiding behind the shrubbery, making it difficult for the anti-tank guns to come down here. Attack rounds missing. Obers get a decoy on one of the AT guns. But ZodiAK holds strong. Ooh, accidentally runs into the Schwer there. It's going to cost him quite a lot of territory control. Double AT guns lining up for a few hits, but bouncing. Dropping down some more paras. Oh, finds the repairs. Jumps into the building though, dodging that Scott shot quite nicely thanks to it. Uh-oh. Okay, gets out of there with that AT gun. Still quite dangerous for ZodiAK at the moment. His anti-tank guns are very low, kind of off the map. Can't really fight in this situation. Jagdpanzer's probing, looking to come in through this angle. And looks like cblanco's upgraded weapons maybe on his paratroopers, so he doesn't actually have munitions for the planes anymore. And the Axis looking to get aggressive. Double Jagdpanzers find the Jackson, get it down to half, chasing him for the kill. Ooh, gets out of there, one shot remaining. There we go, triple T-34s. They're gone for a ram on the Command Panther, and they penetrate again. Airborne assault dropped down by ProxyFox. The planes dropped down by ZodiAK as well. Dodges off to the side quite nicely with the Command Panther. T-34s swarming in. There's so many bounces, 3 bounces in a row. Panther 4 bounces. There we go, finally falls. T-34 is going to continue rolling through. Imagine if there were US planes dropped down behind this as well. This would be great for the Allies. As it stands though, they might end up coming out quite poorly in this trade. T-34 is bouncing quite a few shots. They really need to be on the rear arm of these Jagdpanzers. And the Allies end up throwing in the towel. Ooh, cblanco couldn't really contribute. All his tanks were so low in health still. And didn't have the munis. If he didn't upgrade, or if he cancelled the upgrade on the paratroopers, could have dropped them down, and maybe that would have helped out enough. As it stands, it didn't really work. ZodiAK just couldn't really get on the rear armor, and that made all the difference. Those Jagdpanzers, I think they got 230 frontal armor. So, you know, even up close, T-34s, you know, about 50-50 to pin, like at point blank. So, not very good. And against the Jagdpanzer with the bonus health as well, it takes a long time to kill. And that move did not work out. Looks like the Axis infantry, meanwhile, at the back, decrewed and killed everything. So, decent idea to surrender. US tanks way off to the side, repairing up. But what a turnaround there by the Axis after a very comprehensive and complete play from the Allies in the early stages. With dominating VP control. Axis just completely turn around. I think, ZodiAK getting his Katyusha sniped off a couple times and really need to get the rebuild on the mines. Just couldn't quite find the time for it, I guess, and that's what allowed the Axis vehicle play to be so successful, as well as the elite infantry. If you drop 2 models from an Ober squad with a mine, that's very, very helpful. And ultimately, as I was saying, the mass T-34 play, it can be successful, but man, is it hard to control. Doesn't work out from here. GG, well played. Nice comeback from the Axis. Well, anyway, guys, wrap on that. If you like your game to be cast by me, details are in the video description below. Otherwise, I'll catch you all for the next thrilling installment. Goodbye and good luck.